Welcome back to CAD 201 Parametric Modeling. Today we are going to take and do an assembly, taking some of the IPT Inventor parts that you've made and actually put them together as an assembly. And when we start this one out, it's going to be in standard inches, so we'll go File, New. And we come down here, we're in English standard inches, and we are going to use the standard IAM, which means standard inch inventor assembly. Double click it. All right, we are in here, and I want to show you all a few things that you should already have drawn, and one of them is the cap drawing. One is the bearing. One is the base, and of course you have the screw that you guys put together. I want to take and assemble these all together, and to do that, first I want to go over here into Component, do a Place, and I take and go and find my objects. And I'm going to start out with the base. Hit OK on that. So I'm going to bring the base in and just click. I can continue to add more and click, and you put as many as you want, but I right click and just hit OK on that. And you can see here is my base, and if you look over here, there it is. There's my base. And what I like to do on the base is right click it, and I like to go in here and ground it. And you'll see it has like a little stick pin in it. What that means is you're not going to be able to move it when you get the parts on there. And it'll make sense a little bit later on. It's going to be the one that's going to be stationary, and everything else is going to build on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my bearing. So go Place again up here and find your bearing. And OK, I brought it in. And you can see this one, I've got that, I've got my plane on there. And that's okay. What I want to do is, if you double click it, it lets you actually go in and work on the part itself. I can actually right click on that one, turn the visibility off, do a save, go back to my assembly, and you see it's off. I always like to do that. And sometimes you have to use your work planes to be able to join components together, and I'll show you more about that. But you can see here, see how I'm trying to grab this one, and you see the little pin on my cursor pop up. This one I can grab it and I can move it. This one is grounded. This one is not. Now I don't want this one grounded because I want to take and attach it to this. The best way to do this one, and you've got position, I like to free rotate this and get it kind of in alignment with my object here. Okay, so I free moved it. I got it close. The next thing I want to do is I want to line this up with this cylinder. I want to align those. To do that, I come over here to Constraint. In relationship here, do Constraint. And you have some different tools here. You've got the Make constraint, you've got an Angle constraint, you've got a Tangent, you've got an Insert, and then you got Symmetry. Use the Make constraint here. And all you got to do is first, the stationary grounded part, I like to use it first. And you see whenever I come in here, I don't want to have a dot there. I want to catch the surface here so I can get an axis line. You all see the axis line pop up? So click on that. So this one's the part I want this one to come over to this one. That's why I started with this one first. And then come over here and do the same thing. You don't want to grab and have a point on it just like that. You want to grab the surface on this internal feature so you'll have an axis line. And now, did you all see that? It pulled them together and hit apply. That's what I want. Now, you're going to see I can grab the part and see how I can pull it out of there, and see how now it's just twisting around. I mean, that thing is perfectly centered up with that base, okay? So now what I want to do there's different ways that I could do this, but I'm going to take, as long as I line up one of these holes, we're good shape. We just have to line one of them up. So you can kind of turn this a little bit sideways, come in here, do the same thing, constraint, come down here, make that axis line show, and then come over here to this one, make that axis line, swings it around, apply. Now it's locked in. Y'all see that? It's locked. All right. The last step is to get it made it to the top of this. And to do that, you're going to do this. Come in here, do constraint. And you're going to click the face of this first, and then the face of this. Y'all see that? Now, in the mate constraints, you have two options. You got mate, and then you got flushed. Flush just brings things up equal to. This one actually just bonds them together face to face. Okay? We'll see that just a little bit later. But see now, this thing's locked. It's perfect. And if you ever have to do any editing on it, just click on this, and you see here, if you double click those, you can go into it and you can set offsets, whatever. Like that last one, if I want an inch offset off of it, I put 1 and then check mark. And see now, it's locked, but 1 inch off of the part. But I want that to be 0. All right. Now, let's go ahead and put the cap in. I want to show you how to put the cap on. Constraint. And come down. Now, well, first we got to get the cap. Let's grab the cap first. Let's go over here to place. And there's the cap. Open. I'm going to do a free rotate on it. Kind of get it in that position. Now I want to show you another trick on here. Hit constraint. And I can go in here and hit the insert button. Y'all see that? Instead of mate, I want to do insert. So I click insert. And I want to come right over here. And I want to catch that line. Not this one, but this one. Okay? So I click that one. And when I come over here to this, you got to find the line that's going to mesh up with it. Make sure the axis line is showing, and this right here is going to mesh up with that. So I come over here and I click, and we got it. And I hit apply. So I hit cancel, and now you see I don't have to do the adjustments. I don't have to do the extra mates like I would have to do. I didn't have to center it. I didn't have to bring it down and do the mate, bonding them together. When I done that one thing, it brought it all the way down. Well, let's take a look and make sure that it's right. Nope. Do y'all see the problem? It went down too far. Way down too far. So I come over here to my cap, double click the insert, and I'm going to right click and edit it because there's something that just isn't right. So I want to just right click and delete it, and I'll start over. I'll pull that off. Well, I put it on that, and I put it on that weight. All right. I see the problem. I should have been right there to right there. Let's try it again. Insert, catch that point, and catch that point. Now apply. Now they look good. So we've got that on there. And then the last part of it, I want to put some screws in this thing. So one thing about this software is it's just a great software, but you also have an area that you can bring parts in, okay, like your screws. Well, very rare do you ever have to draw any type of connecting component because they're already out there. They're standard sizes, and you can get whatever you want. Well, in this software, you have those as well. You can pull those in and be able to use them from a library here. If you go to Design and you can slide over here, you got all kinds of things. There's clevis pins, bolt connection, but there's all kinds of different things that you can grab and use. So, but for us, we're just going to go back over to Assembly, and we are going to place another component. We're going to go in here and do a screw, open, and we're going to put two of them in. And again, I would put these in the same way I did the cap here. I just go constraint. I would do an insert. I would catch that point there. Well, actually, like I always tell you, you want to do this one first with that. Okay? Make sure you hit apply, and then come around to this side and do the same thing. Catch that, and that, apply, and you guys have got it. So it is a really cool software, and just make sure that you save this somewhere where you can find it. I'm going to do a save because I want to make another video that's going to show you how to put this all together on your blueprint. So this will be Assembly 1, Week 12, save. If you have any questions on this, you just need to let me know.